I met Zoila Ruiz about 10 years ago.
Zoila was born in Guatemala.
In her home country, she was repeatedly beaten. Her abuser even went so far as to burn their home down with their children in it.
Over 85% of her body was burned.
This man, her former partner, forced her to come to the United States, where he continued to beat her. Zoila experienced some of the most severe domestic violence that I've ever seen. The federal government prosecuted Zoila for re-entering the United States after being deported, and I met her while she was incarcerated serving that sentence. Zoila had U.S. citizen children on this side of the border, so it was inevitable that she was going to try to make her way back to the United States to reunite with her children, one of whom was a year old.
Finally, in 2002, she rebelled against the person who was abusing her, cooperated with the police, and he was prosecuted and sent away. She didn't know at the time that those acts qualify her to apply for immigration status.
Congress created the U visa to provide an incentive to undocumented people to report crime and to cooperate with law enforcement, and in turn, it assists law enforcement in doing their job.
It's a huge victory to win a U visa, but it's a temporary victory, and you have to be looking forward to get your permanent status.
In this case, the Immigration Service denies Zoila based on her immigration and criminal history that existed prior to applying for the U visa.
And in the time that Zoila had obtained her U visa, up until the time that she applied for permanent residency, she had completely turned her life around. She'd become a pillar in the community.
Her kids, all they know is the United States. And her abuser continues to live in Guatemala. So not only did she fear being ripped from her family, but she feared being subject to additional harm.
It kind of felt like we had hit a roadblock. And I think in a lot of cases, folks would have given up there. But you can't just give up. You have to keep trying. The next step seemed like, well, we should take this to federal court.
I'd worked on a lot of these U visa applications and green card applications. This was something different.
It was a long shot, but we felt like it was the only choice that we had because we knew that this was an unjust decision.
Within about a month or two of us filing the complaint, the government lawyer called me back. We got a request for additional evidence, and then that resulted in Zoila getting her permanent residency card.
When we called Zoila, she was sobbing on the phone. It was a huge victory, a huge sense of relief.
Y hoy fue un día especial y grandioso para mí de poder haber recibido mi residencia. Estoy bien feliz, no saben lo que siento mi corazón, un gozo, alegría.
Our ethos of our team is a relentless and creative advocacy. We're willing to do anything that we can to fight for our clients and to win their cases.
This is doing something brand new that had never been done before, and it's very rewarding for me to help them do that.
It was just a watershed moment. This is why we're here. It's our job to fight for folks, to humanize the system, and to also change the system and to make it more fair.